Okay guys, I am back. New location, different location for filming, but I think it'll work out okay. I got something that I'm pretty excited to show you all from a place that I didn't know existed until just recently. So I want to tell you about it too. So we're looking at a special edition and exclusive from Real Steel from Indiana Knives. Have you heard of Indiana Knives? I hadn't until just recently. So this Real Steel is direct from them with a cool beer koozie. Can never have too many in the coming summer months. Nice. What we're going to look at today is an exclusive edition of the Real Steel G5 Metamorph. Now, we've seen the Metamorph before. It came in a battle box. I looked all over for mine because I wanted to show it to you guys. I wanted to compare it. You know, sometimes if I don't immediately file them correctly in my collection drawers, they disappear. I don't know where they go. They just completely disappear. So I can't show it to you. It's not. I could not find it anywhere. But that's okay. You know, I'll show you some footage of the original unboxing from Battle Box, and we'll compare it. So here we've got the tag there. I want to talk about Indiana Knives for a little bit because, like I said, I had never heard of it before. Interesting story there. So it's a one-man operation. Guy who, he's just 27 years old. He spent some time as a police officer in Indiana. Decided that just was not for him. And he was really motivated by the idea that he just couldn't find a good place to get high-end, high-quality knives in his area. So he opened his own shop to do it. So he's now an authorized dealer for some of the really good brands, but he sells a whole lot of stuff. So you can pick up ZT, Spyderco, ProTech, Kaiser, Hinderer, Hogue, Wee Knives, just to name a few. It's got good prices, good selection. I'll put a link to the website in the video description just so you can check it out and see what's going on there. Seems like a really nice guy. Good business. Still a small business, just a still starting out business, but definitely something to look at. So he offered me one of the Real Steel exclusives to take a look at. And I said, sure, I'd love to. I really like the Metamorph. The Metamorph is a really nice EDC knife, and I like front flippers and all that stuff. And it has, I think, the G10 version, some benefits over the aluminum anodized version, which is pretty nice. But we'll take a look at the difference as we go. So let's, if we can open the box. There we go. Ooh, and we're losing stuff already. So, you've got, Real Steel always packages this, which I like. It's not only a product lineup here, but it will tell you kind of what disassembly looks like for various locking systems that they produce, which is cool. You've got your specs, which saves me a lot of trouble. Well, it's not that much trouble, but saves me the trouble of having to put specs into text on the video. And oh, look, we got stickers. Cool. Oh, and a Indiana Knives business card. Thanks, Doc P. No, thank you, Eric, for giving me something cool to look at. So, all right, now let's get down to the knife. It's, oh, tasty treats. That's pretty awesome. They're all cinnamon flavored. Maybe I'll share those with the boys in a little bit. Oh, I can't believe I just dropped that. So, as always, you're gonna get the Real Steel cleaning cloth, and now we've got the knife itself, and that's a very vibrant blue. Now, he told me that this is going to be a blue G10, and my first thought was, does Blade HQ know you're doing that? Because that's kind of their thing, but it's nice to be able to get a blue version of a knife somewhere else. So, wow. The first thing I notice here is kind of blown away by how well that, I mean, all G10 backspacer and scales and everything, that looks amazing. I mean, it almost looks like, if you're not like right up on it, you just take it away from eye shot a little bit, that's almost looks like a solid one-piece deal. So what you've got with the Metamorph is not only just like a really slim, clean-looking design, but you've got scales on top of inset steel liners, and you're getting a nice lightweight deal with the G10 over the aluminum. Feels like it anyway. I mean, I'll have to compare weights, but one of the things you're definitely getting when you buy into the G10 over the aluminum, and I think I've got a picture of it here. If you take a look, the aluminum is nice, but see how clean it is and smooth and everything? There's not a lot of grip to it. With the G10, with the texturing, you're getting grip inherent in the G10. So you're getting a grippier package. Yes, so you can get a better grip on your package, is what I am in fact saying, folks. Yeah. No, but you're getting that kind of automatically just by having G10 over the aluminum, which is really, really nice. Fit and finish is just awesome. Real Steel is very, very good at that. And this is a simple build too. A couple of screws and a pivot. Very clean look all the way around. Perfect centering. Love that front flipper. Beautiful satin finish. Look at those grind lines. Awesome blade shape. Great jimping. It's a very shallow jimping, but I don't know if the mic's going to pick that up and you can hear that. It really is good at grabbing into your thumb right there. Very fine point for all your tasks. Great slicing blade. Weighs nothing. So, you know, Arya can definitely do the Night King kill move with it. Really grippy liner lock. This is one of the most perfect liner locks too. Great grippy jimping, but it doesn't cut into your thumb at all when you use it. So no matter how you want to open this thing up, doing the slow, I'm not very good at the slow thumb opening. I'm much better at the quick finger flick, but awesome action all the way around. There are a lot of people that have trouble with the front flipper, and I'm not sure why. I really, really like it. It's, you know, comfort-wise, it's a very simple handle, so you're not going to have a whole lot of built-in comfort or discomfort. It just is. But if you got big hands, real estate to hold on to, with this particular model, N690, really corrosion-resistant steel, holds an edge very well. It's a really, really nice version of what is already a really, really nice knife. And it's just, I mean, once you get good at a front flipper, it's just a lot of fun to mess with. I am the kind of person where, and I've said this over and over, if I have a knife in my hand, I'll just open and close it like a fidget spinner all day long. But this is a whole different level. I just love it. Great sound, great action, and everything. I don't know if it's on bearings. I'd have to look it up. It feels like it is, but it's just such smooth, clean action, and everything is machined so well. That clip is tip up, right hand only, which works fine for me, but not a lot of soup for anybody who doesn't like, you know, anything other than that. The fact that, you know, at Indiana Knives you get that, you know, their exclusive blue G10 handle, that's something I would invest the money in. I love the feel of the G10 over the aluminum. I mean, the aluminum is nice, but you just, if you're not feeling it, I guess it's hard to describe, but if I put it a little closer to the mic, you can hear my thumb running over the texture, I think, which you just don't have with the aluminum. So it makes it a super awesome choice, you know. The Metamorph itself is a great knife. I understand that some of you out there, and I used to also be worried about the look of the knife, and, you know, are the muggles out there, that's what I'm calling non-knife people from now on, by the way, muggles. Are the muggles going to be worried about how it looks? Are they going to be like, oh my god, he's got a weapon? Well, you know what, at this point, guys, screw them. You know, if you're within your rights, exercise your rights. This is just a great EDC choice. I love it. And I think that Real Steel, you really do get a lot of knife for your money, especially this guy right here. So I have some paper we can test with. It's a little windy, which always gives me trouble with paper tests, but Real Steel always comes out of the box super sharp. Pulled through with a little bit of effort. It's a very flat edge on the knife, but I mean, look how clean the cut is. And then a slice is like it never even moved, also with a very clean cut. You can just press the blade straight down through the cord. So the fact that it needed a little bit of effort to get through the pull through, I mean, it kind of is what it is, but there we go. Oh, that was super easy. I think it was just the way I was holding it before. This doesn't have a lot of weight, but yeah, you can do a good chop. I mean, it's a really gorgeous blade. We got to do our lock test here. So there's our centering, there's our lock up. Lockup really hasn't moved. No stickiness, still perfectly centered. Action, still great. No blade play. I was so excited when he said he had a Metamorph, you know, kind of exclusive special edition. I was super excited. I was all into it. In fact, I wasn't expecting for him to offer to send me one. I thought he was going to say, I have one, you know, it's available. I was going to buy one outright. I love the Metamorph. This is something I would definitely carry around. I think it's a beautiful piece. I think it's like great, you know, because it's an exclusive sort of a special edition kind of one. Great to have in your collection, number one. But this is a knife that just it is a great knife to have. I wouldn't call it a really hard use knife, but EDC plus is what I'd call real steel. They do really, really well. So I guess now we got to do the ratings. So everybody get out your little pads, follow along, see if your ratings match mine. Starting with originality and departure from past designs, our first measure. Well, you know, the thing is, it does look different from a lot of other knives out there, but it kind of, if you compare it to a lot of Real Steel's other designs, you'll see some family lines in there. You can kind of look at it and sort of say, yeah, that kind of looks like a Real Steel. It's a cool design, don't get me wrong, but we're going to give it a 3.5 for originality out of 5. Fit and finish, though, this thing gets a 5 all the way around. I mean, it is awesome. Everything about it put together, great. I mean, it just, there's no way to, there's no flaws. There's no other way to justify knocking it down at all when it comes to fit and finish. So 5 there. Function and mechanics, we're going to give it a little hit there. We're going to give it a 4.5 for the one reason that it is a little bit of a getting used to process, getting that flipper to work just right. The one key thing about a knife should be anybody can pick it up, open that blade, see just right there even, open that blade and get to work on it. Now, while mechanically it is great, awesome bearings, great lockup, you know, nice and strong and everything, it just, that flipper does take a little bit of getting used to, and now and then it does want to be a little bit of a pain. Where it is going to take a little bit of a hit, though, is practicality and utility. Again, on the grounds that a knife is something that anybody should be able to pick up and put in their hands and just get to work with. And because this does take a little bit of practice and a little bit of time to get to know and get used to it, that's where it's going to lose some points. This would be awesome. Now, it's you know, I get it. It's a little bit different, you know, and they want to stand out with the design, but man, if this just had some thumb studs right there, you just flick it out, or even a regular flipper, it would be just, I mean, it would be perfect. But then again, one of the things that makes it stand out is its front flipper. So it would lose some points somewhere else if it didn't have that. But we're going to give it a 3.5, a 3.5 for practicality and utility there. Once you get it open, though, you know, it's awesome. Everything works great on it. For production standards and out of the box standards, we're going back up to 4.5 though, because the blade comes out of the box beautifully sharp. You know, everything is just perfect. Screws, countersunk perfect. Everything's put together great. I mean, perfect set. I mean, everything about this is just excellent. Put together, ready to go. Love it. For comfort and feel, this is probably the biggest hit it's going to take, and I want to explain this for a minute. So when I'm doing my ratings, just because it's not uncomfortable doesn't make it comfortable, if that makes sense. And, you know, looking at the AD10, it's not in my pocket right now, unfortunately. The AD10 by Cold Steel is a great example of a really well sculpted knife made for comfort. Now, while this is not uncomfortable to hold, there's nothing on it to make it comfortable. You know, it just is. And as well designed as that blade is, the handle just sort of, it just sort of fits in your hand. You know what I mean? So there's a difference between being uncomfortable, existing, and being comfortable. And this is a knife that just sort of exists in the middle ground. And that's why it's going to get a 3. Nothing wrong with it. It just doesn't have any design features that make it really, really comfortable. Now, if I'm comparing this directly to the regular Metamorph, sure. I mean, it automatically, like if that was the comparison in general, this would get, you know, like a 4.5 compared to the regular Metamorph's 3. But we're not just doing a direct comparison to only that knife. We're rating this overall in the world of knives, you know what I mean? Now, it is grippy, which is really nice compared to the regular, but we're doing its overall rating, so 3. For a cool factor, though, I'm giving this thing a 4. I think it looks cool. I love the blade design. I love the curve in the belly. I love the grind. I love everything about it. I think it does look cool, too. I think it's really cool if somebody, you know, hey, you got a knife and you just pull out that front flipper. I love the blue color of the G10. I love the way the backspacer just blends into the rest of the knife. I think it is a cool looking knife. In addition to being very functional, I think it's a really cool looking knife. So yeah, it definitely gets a 4. Quality of materials, it also gets a 4. N690 is a really good quality steel. I mentioned it before. It's going to do excellent at repelling all sorts of corrosion and tarnish. It's going to hold a really good edge for you. It's way better. It's a great jump, in my opinion, over the standard steel, the Sandvik type steel that Real Steel uses on the regular Metamorph. I mean, this is a great steel in comparison. There's another version that has titanium frame lock design with S35VN. Of course, that's even a step up from there. But quality materials here is very good. The steel they use in the liners, the quality of the G10, I love G10. I think, you know, sculpted G10 makes for a better knife handle than aluminum, especially all smooth aluminum. N690 blade, can't go wrong. It gets a 4. There's not a whole lot of room to go up. There's a little bit of room, but not a lot. For the value of ownership and collectability, this is, again, we're looking at 2 different factors here. So we're looking at the fact that it is a production knife. So I use the term limited edition. I shouldn't have said limited. It's more of an exclusive edition. This isn't like a numbered limited production run. If it was, it would definitely get a higher rating, which, by the way, is 3.5. There's only one place you can get this version from, which bumps it up a little bit. You can only get this from Indiana Knives. Having the exclusive G10 color and handle makes it a bit better, bit more collectible than the standard aluminum handled one. But you know, it's not like a limited number of copies out there or something like that. I think this would make a great addition to a collection though, or something you're going to carry as well. But I think that when it comes to collectability, you know, availability and stuff like that, 3.5 is a fair rating for this guy right here. Finally, when we look at value to price ratio, so this is going to retail for what, $59.60, sorry. I think that for what you're getting, number one, the engineering on the knife, number two, you know, the Real Steel quality, and then finally, like I said, your N690 blade, the bearings in there, the G10 handle and everything, I think that's a fair price for this. I really do. I'm going to give the value to price ratio a 4. I don't think you're getting ripped off. I think eventually, you know, one day you might see a little bit of a drop, but I don't think that's coming anytime soon. So I think, you know, buying in at that price, you're definitely going to get your money's worth, especially if this is something you're gonna keep and use. Absolutely. I mean, I think it's worth it. So that gives us an overall score of 39.5, and when we average that out, that's going to give us an average overall score of 3.95, which I think is one of the highest scores I've given out so far since I started this little rating system. I'm curious. I love the grind lines on it, by the way. Curious to see what you guys think of it now. So now that we're done with the ratings and the look at this and everything, I want to real quick talk about just giveaway prizes and stuff. I don't want to steal the thunder from the knife or anything. I mentioned this in another video, but I have a feeling this one's going to be up first. So I just want to take a second. I've been getting a whole lot of emails and contacts and everything else from all the winners, which is cool because that's what you guys are supposed to do. But listen, here's the deal, guys. I am going to get in touch with everyone as I send prizes out. And I've already got the first batch of prizes on the way. I started on the first. There are some people, when they contacted me the day of, who chose to do it through like 5 different methods. I've been contacted on Facebook, the DocP96 email, QuestionsForDocP, Instagram. Somebody contacted me or tried to anyway on Google Hangouts, and I don't even like use Google Hangouts. I don't know how they did that. Some people contacted me like multiple times on each one, you know, I'm not going to call anybody out by name, but like on the first day, and then, you know, have been emailing me every day since. Listen, here's the thing. I don't have time, and I apologize, to have an individual conversation with 139 different people right now. I just don't. Everybody's going to get their prizes. Like I said, I'm going to ship them out in the order that everybody contacted me. I'm not going to be able to ship them all out in one giant batch either. There's 139 prizes. I'm going to be doing them little bursts at a time. All right, the first batch already went out. You don't need to, like, if, you know, emailing me to say, hey, did you receive my email, is not going to be a fruitful effort for anybody, because it's just going to clog up my email right now as I'm trying to look through for addresses and everything and get stuff out. I'm going to ask everybody to be patient, give a little bit of time, and within a very short time, if I need to reach out to one of the winners to say, like, hey, I don't have your info, trust me, you guys will hear and you'll know. So just let me work my little magic and start getting stuff packed up and shipped and everything. Oh my God, I'm playing with this as I talk, and that's blowing my mind right now. Yeah. I should start sending people little bits of the cord I use in the cut test and be like, here's some DocP cord, do something good with it. Is that not cool though to watch? All right, anyway, sorry. So yeah, just, you gotta have a little faith in me to get this stuff done. I promise it's all on its way out. And those of you whose prizes are on the way, you've already gotten an email from me saying, hey, the prize is on the way, here's some tracking info, or here's how it's coming. Not all the overseas stuff has tracking info available. But anyway, okay, sorry to have to take the time to do that. So, the exclusive Indiana Knives edition of the G5 Metamorph. What do you guys think? I really like it. I really do like it. Hopefully I'll find my other Metamorph, and then I can do a little comparison, you know, follow-up vid. I love that front flipper. It's so cool. So another thank you to Scott at Indiana Knives for sending me one over to mess with. Guys, check out his website, see what he's got going on. I always like supporting the small business owners, especially the guys trying to get the good quality stuff into the knife community's hands. But now I really do want to see, what do you guys think of this version? So I know a lot of you guys really like the regular Metamorph that we unboxed in BattleBox. What do you think of this version? Do you like it? Anybody have a preference of G10 over aluminum or vice versa? What are your thoughts, guys? Let me know. All right, well, as always, you guys are all absolutely awesome. I appreciate every single one of you. I will be hunting and finding a new permanent, that's just so, sorry, I gotta keep doing it. I'll be hunting and finding a new permanent video location. Hopefully somewhere really cool. That's like really awesome. But you guys are the best part of this channel. So I will be back again real soon.